Well, good morning. Today's gonna be what's hopefully the first day of soybean cutting. We're going to, I'm hooking my camper up to pull out. The corn header goes against that back wall. Back there, that's where we store it for winter. So I gotta get this thing moved out the way. I'm backing down here in the open shed to get the soybean header. Gotta get the bed of our cleaner cleaned out. We had a little fencing project when it was hot, so we got water bottles and everything else there. I'll back up, that'll latch, we'll be on our way. See if I can't back our blue truck out while I got a little wiggle room before I put that mixer in there. I got the mixer, I took the forklift and pulled it out. It's a handy little sucker to move light equipment like this around. It's you ain't got fool with raising your jack up and down and all that mess. It's comes in handy for sure. We're taking our short dividers off and gonna put our long points on. You can run these in soybeans. You got some little short soybeans, they do all right. But if you get in any tall beans, you better just put your long dividers on, because what happens, them beans will get wrapped around that, then they'll get up here and get wrapped around your reel, and it's just not a good thing. So long dividers are over against the wall. Gonna grab them, slide them in, and that part will be done. And then we got to get up underneath there and pull the lockup bolts that lock this header up rigid for wheat. When we do that, it should be ready to go. We went through the knife before wheat. We didn't cut but we didn't cut but 180 acres of wheat. And wheat's normally pretty easy on the blade. I'm feeling here, they're still all sharp. We got 90 acres of beans I know we'll cut, so we need to be rolling. Back it up a little. Oh, too much. Easy, easy. Down just a hair. Oh, right there. There's an arm that goes from here to there that we used to fool with putting on there, but we don't fool with it anymore. Last year we like to take these dividers off to store it in the shed, because you can see You can see how much width that adds to the header, a good 4 foot. But we quit putting them arms on there just because it makes it so much faster to take these on and off, and we can't tell no difference on the operation. Only thing I think it's good for is if you're gonna run your reel. Good job, Bruiser. Yep. If you're gonna run your reel really high, it kind of lifts that divider up a little. But I like that divider down there getting up underneath that crop. To me, it seems like it does better. If you lift that reel up and your point gets to riding high, that stuff will ride underneath this point and hang right here on this what covers your wobble box. So that's our reasoning. Wrong or right, that's the way we run it. Plus it gives it that classic John Deere look. This header here originally had the metal snouts on it because it's I believe it's a 92 model. Yeah. Combine's a 91, bean header's a 92, and the corn header's a 93. It originally had the metal snouts, but we converted it over to the poly, which I like a lot better. As far as I know, this header should be ready to go. Wasn't giving any trouble during wheat, so why should it give trouble during beans? See, the knife should be good to go. If something happens to that knife, we got a spare knife made up in the little header storage area, ready to go. And if that one gives trouble, hell, we got this one right here. I don't think it's that great, but when called upon, I believe it'll do. Fixing to swap this combine over from corn to soybeans. Not really a lot to it. What I'm fixing to do right here is this is a dual speed separator. We got it in low range right now. We run about 300 RPM. You don't have to run it in low range to get that. It'll get down there. Some years I'll put it down in low range and some years I don't. What just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Fixing to pull that pin and put it in direct drive. Sometimes it's kind of tricky to get it in direct drive. You kind of gotta move stuff around. Them holes get stopped up with dirt and stuff. Let me get a stool where I can see. You kind of just got to keep rolling this around until a hole lines up. This speed moves a little faster than that, so if you'll keep turning it around, you'll eventually find a hole that lines up. I had one that lined up. Shouldn't have never moved it. There it is. See how that, and then that keeps it from coming out or going in too far. That little arm right there for the low speed is spring loaded, so it pulls it up out the way. And there you have it. It's now in high range. Next step, we got to loosen these and push our knives into the chopper. Right there you see our chopper knives, and them knives will come through them slots right there. You can see the knives pushed all the way in there. My sheet there, I knocked a thing out of it somehow or another, but it looks pretty good otherwise. Now's a good time to make sure you got all your knives in. That ain't none of them broke. Because you want to make sure this chopper always stays in balance. We got to raise our tailboard because we want a wider spread. Our corn header ain't but 15 foot, so we set it lower to throw it down in the ground. That way we don't have to move our fans, and then when we raise it up, it'll spread it out the full 22 foot of the soybean header. Now the only thing I can think of left is to change chopper speeds. So Robert's loosening. There's a guide up there to keep that belt running straight. He's loosening it. You want me to get that box? Yeah. He's loosening it up so that it ain't slip the belt over. We've already moved it over to the inside pulleys. You can loosen this spring here, but I like to just take a pry bar, catch it, get that top pulling catch inside that and pull, and that gives him enough slack to do what he needs to do. This is the speed control for my chaff spreader. We're going to want to speed that up because there's going to be soybeans and corn. Most all your cobs is coming over the top of your walkers, but in the soybeans you're going to have a lot more material coming over your screens, down this pan, and onto your chaff spreader, and you got to spread it the distance of the header, so you need more speed to send it that distance. Then we're going to go back here, and when you're running in corn in low speed, you got to ground this sensor out so that it don't set off your low speed alarm inside your combine. But on soybeans, you want to know if that chopper slows down so that you can, you know, kind of adjust your combine speed and so on and so forth. I'm gonna go on and spray a little electrical contact cleaner in there just for good measures. So hello everybody, it's me again, preparing the grain tank of the 9400, and we're here to talk to you today about adjusting the sensors on this Loop Elite yield monitor. Apparently, if you run a different monitor, you gotta adjust the sensor each time. Having a couple small issues, nothing major. One is that newer screen we bought won't recognize the drill when you plug it up. And the second is, every time you change monitors in the combine, we put that one that was in the planter tractor, we put it in the combine. That way we'd be able to run our drill this fall. But apparently every time you swap monitors, you gotta adjust on these sensors. I don't like that. You think it would be the same from one monitor to another. When Robert gets a chance, we're going to adjust this sensor. It's no big deal. You just take his plate off. There's 2 small screws on that sensor, and you just fine tune it to see what you need. you've got a sensor on this side and a sensor on this side. And inside this elevator, there's a chain with paddles on it. It comes up here. This right here is what drives it. Comes up here and rotates. Just makes a constant circle, and it throws corn into this auger. I call it the bubble up auger, and puts it in the tank here. And as those paddles come up, it breaks that light beam in the circuit on this thing. Well, when it gets grain on it, it counts the time between each beam is broke. So when you set this up at the beginning of the year, or at the beginning of each crop, you run the elevator empty, and it shows, and that's how you get your tire. So that way, when grain gets on those paddles, it can count how much longer in between light signals. So the more grain on the paddles, the more yield. And that's how it calculates the yield. I really like the system. It's been really accurate for us. Over 350 acres of corn, it was 300 bushels off on the final tickets. And I don't think you can complain with that too much. We're going to fire this thing up and run it. I'm going to clean on this sensor while he finishes the little project he's working on. Clean this nasty old back window. This old corn done got it nasty. It'll probably last all of a day, but we'll start clean. You see how when they turned that on, that orange light started flashing? That's them paddles every time it goes by and breaks the stream there. Which I done got it set, but you just take the screwdriver in there. Watch this, I speed it up and I see how that light started glowing solid. About right there is where you want it. I think, let me double check. See, it's showing about 3.6%, 6.5 hertz, speed it up there. See how the hertz went up, that they're going by faster? We ought to be able to make that work. It's set there. Yeah. Alright, we should be ready to go. They're not at the house. Equipment. Got a John Deere 9400. Make Green Valley active, yes. Headers. 922, yes. Settings. Automatic swath. Settings 60, 13 moisture. Okay, all that looks good. We should be ready to go to our map. These are Steins 44 EE20s. Take one. We got some hoses over here.
Oh yeah, I'm at the time up.
We'll turn our header on, the dial-o-matic portion. See if it remembers how to act. These always big old oak trees in the fence row stole the moisture from our beans. run through these. I ain't expecting much. Blew some corn down in the auger troughs. I meant to blow it out. We ain't got no beans in there yet. We'll bait the deer. We'll probably just pick it right back up in the header next go around. Well, I guess it'll be mixed in that way. Oh, and tighten my concave up. Here we go again. We're on the old knob of a hill that just did not get no rain at all. These little old flats, they pretty decent looking beans. Get up on them knobs, they get pretty thin. Got 4 inches of rain after they was planted. Then the rain shut off. This is a new to us farm. It's the first year we've ever worked it. So I didn't really know what to expect. I know we got our work cut out for us, but we got a lot to do to get this farm where it needs to be. But I like a good challenge.
So why you got that blocked off for over there, Dylan?
Cause some dumb butt decided to come over here and replant some beans freaking in June, and now I can cut them. They'll run through the combine. They just butter beans when they come in. Got a bunch of replants on the other side of that fence row too. Just to add insult to injury, you know, if I hadn't come over here and replanted them, they'd been just that much more suckier. Now we got to cut sucky beans with them and come back over here twice.